Hi, Poof. Hi, Poof.
Hey guys, it's Exa and welcome back to my channel. If you're wondering why I'm holding a cat that does not want to be held, for the beginning of this video, it's because the wallet we're making is a Christmas present for my good friend Nicole. And she likes to watch these videos on her TV with her dog. And he likes to see cats. So there will be lots of cats added into this video, even though it's about making a wallet. So let's get started. First, we want to make sure that we're going to make the wallet pattern wide enough. So this is actually, I know, going to be wide enough because I just made the bifold wallet video using this pattern. So this is, I think, like 7 inches across probably. I will get the measurements for you in a minute. So we know that that's the width we want. Now for the height for the card pocket section, we don't want it to go the full length of a card. We want it to have a little space. Measure the width of our card, put a little space. Measure the width of a card, put a little space. Measure the width of a card, and have a little space. So there we go, that's going to fit pretty nicely. And we know that for the card pocket, we want the top to be ending up right around here. So I'm going to go ahead and draw that line across, just so we have it. Now we're actually going to be flipping the card pocket up like this against the back. So we do want the back to be this full height. So we're going to line him up, measure, and draw across like that. So that's going to be our back section. So it's going to fold up like this. So then we need the top flap that's going to come down, and again we want it to go at least to cover the card length, which if we mark it on this one, it's going to be here. So we want it to be at least that long with a little space to fold over. So we're actually just going to go the full length of a piece of paper. Just like that. Now we can cut the extra off the side. And then when it's folded, as you see, we'll fold our card pocket up and fold our lid down. And there, now we're going to have a nice little wallet section. So to do our zipper section on the inside, then we're going to want a piece that does come up pretty much to this full length across on and doubled over. So I'm going to take another piece of paper. Again, I'm going to start by marking my width. We want the same width. And then we want it to be about the full height of this once, and then twice. So we can go ahead and make our lines for that one as well. So then there's going to be the size of our inner piece. So when it's all done, so we have our back piece and then this little card intersection. So this back section will be for money, open. This section we're going to have a zipper for change. And then this front piece we're going to stitch these vertically right here and here. And that's going to be for our cards. Interrupting your regularly scheduled programming. Here is where Maya's been sitting the entire time I've been making the pattern for this wallet, just judging and surveying from the safety of her box. So next we're going to cut out our pieces. Since I am working with a black leather, I'm actually using a metallic Sharpie to outline it so that way I can see it. But if you're using a lighter color, then a black Sharpie or a pen will work just fine. Also, if you are going to be drawing onto your pattern, you always want to make sure that you are drawing on the inside of it, not the outside, so that way in case any of your pen or Sharpie marks are left behind, you're not going to see them on your finished product. I actually decided for the fold over piece for the front, I'm going to use this little scrap I have because I think it makes it look cooler. So I'm just going to line him up with the edge of this back piece, and we're going to stitch him right across here, and then just kind of stitch this part on so it looks. Alright, so I actually ended up gluing this because I broke my sewing machine and I haven't figured out how to fix it. So the rest of it's going to be hand sewn. So, we flip this over. Here is our little pouch piece that we're going to sew the zipper in. And then we're going to sew the whole side up all the way and then do some stitches here and here to separate out the card spots. So we're going to need to use our little tool to punch some holes. So first I'm going to start with this big back piece. I'm going to just line it up and punch some holes in. And now if you look on the other side, you should be able to see if the hole goes all the way through or not. So it will take you quite a long while to punch all of the holes on all of these pieces, but it is definitely worth it. First, all pre-punching holes makes it so much easier to get the needle through the leather, so that way you're not hurting your fingers, stabbing them, or making uneven holes. It's just so much easier. Also, because they are perfectly spaced out, it makes your piece look more professional and like it could have been done on machine, even if you are sewing it by hand. So then we've finished this piece, we've got holes all the way. So we do want to pre-punch some holes for those spaces in between the card holders on the front. So I'm just using a ruler to measure and mark off where my thirds are so that way I can make sure that a card will fit perfectly in between all of the slots. And then I'm just using that as a guide to punch through the first 2 layers of this. Don't worry about doing this folded over because your punch is not going to go all the way through. But if you do put enough force on it, you want to make sure that you're getting it through those first 2 layers because those are the ones that we are going to be sewing together here. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is sew in the zipper. Since the zipper length is a little bit smaller than the width of my bag, as you see here, we're going to zip this part completely closed on the 2 sides, and then just open and go down one side and then the other side where the zipper part actually unzips too. So for this edge part, since it is not part of the actual like unzippable distance, I'm just running my needle through and kind of looping over the top to just kind of seal and close in this section. After a few more stitches until I get to that end of the zipper spot, then I'm just going to go and zip across the one side like you see here on the front. Obviously make sure that you're only doing the one side together because you don't want to accidentally zip the bag completely closed. So now that we're at the other side, we're going to do the same thing here. We're just going to loop over the top to zip the ends together, and then we'll go back through to attach the zipper to the other side. So to zip along the sides here, I'm just doing a simple back stitch across. So I'm going through past the previous hole and then looping it through back against that hole of the next stitch, if that makes any sense at all. I'm probably really bad at trying to explain this, so if you don't know what I'm talking about, just Google how to backstitch. Yeah, so going through, leaving a space, and then looping back through the other side. So on the inside edge, you're going to see long stitches that are like half parallel, kind of looping across. And when you're done, you should have a functional little zipper pouch. So now we get to attach it to the rest of the wallet.
Mo, you gonna be my assistant? You gonna help me? No. You're too cute and sleepy.
So to sew it all together, we're now going to take that little zipper section and put it inside of our back piece and kind of line up those corners. Now remember, because the part that does flip over the front for the card pockets doesn't go all the way up, so when I'm starting in this top corner, I'm only going to have these 3 layers that I'm sewing together. And once you get partway down, then you're going to fold up the bottom edge and sew him along as well. So you could do the back stitch technique here if you wanted to, or you can do it how I am, where I'm just looping across the sides. I think it just gives it more of that like homey, eclectic, leather-worked, vintage feel, but do whatever kind of stitch makes you happy. So once we've finished stitching down the one side, I'm going to go ahead and stitch down our card pocket section. I did stick a card in here just for reference to make sure that I did measure correctly and a card's going to fit in the lines. But obviously if you put your holes in the right place, you don't actually need to have the card in the pocket. So I'm just going back and forth and doing that back stitch again. So I'm going in past the hole that I just looped through and then going back down into that previous hole. And then repeating this process. I actually ended up not going all the way down with these sections. I did stop part way to leave it open, just so that way you don't see the stitches go all the way down when the bag is closed, but it is enough space that it's going to keep your cards from sliding together. Alright, so now that the wallet is mostly done, all we need to do is attach a clasp so that way it will close. I got these cool little magnetic ones. One should fit right here, just on this edge. These guys are cool. They have little feet, so we can make 2 little holes on here where the feet are going to go through, and then we'll just bend them to hold that half in place. So I'm just using my little X-Acto knife to puncture a couple holes so that way I can fit the ends of the clasp in there, and then we'll fold them over. So now we can stick the clasp in there, and it has these little disc pieces that go on the inside to just help hold it tight. So I stuck one of those on the inside edge, and then I just folded over the ends and made it nice and tight, so now it's not going to move or come off the back. So for this half, I don't actually want it to go through the leather because then you'll see it on the front. So I just pre-bent him flat, and we're just going to glue him in place. So for this one, I'm actually just using my X-Acto knife here as like a guide to make sure that I'm lining it up correctly because, you know, we want the top and the bottom to line up so that way it will snap closed. And once I put my glue on, I literally just stuck the top piece on. So I did end up dyeing it pink because pink is Nicole's favorite color. So I didn't record this part, but I have lots of other videos showing me how I'm dyeing leather. So if you're interested in that part, you can check out one of those videos that I will link down below. All in all, I think it came out great and I can't wait to show her. Well guys, I hope you liked it. This was another fun, easy project. Making wallets is a really great way to start if you're new to crafting or sewing or leatherworking or all of the above. So Nicole, I hope you love how the wallet came out, and I hope Ferris really enjoyed seeing the cats throughout this video. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel and press that little notification button so that way you don't miss any of the fun leatherworking videos that will be coming up soon. There's going to be a whole bunch of them, so get ready to sit down with the popcorn and binge watch an hour of me sewing different things out of leather. Until next time, happy crafting, and I hope your day is as beautiful as you are.
Ferris, do you see the kitty?